reported by Fox 5 DC. Okay, we got video for this one. This is good too. So, two teenagers jumped a driver at a gas station in Germantown, Maryland. They demanded the keys to the car, then they got into the car and they attempted to steal it. But within about 20 seconds, they all of a sudden got out of the car and they took off, leaving the car behind. So they never actually went anywhere. Chris Brown, why did they change their minds and run?
My guess is there was something else in the car, maybe a baby or a dog.
It's not a bad answer. So basically, the car had manual transmission, and neither one of them knew how to
Ah,
drive stick.
there you
We
go.
have we have surveillance footage. Check this out. There they are. They get the guy out of the car. They get into the car, both of them. There goes the other one getting in. They're sitting in there for a few seconds or so, just dee 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 dee, and then oh, she still
Yeah,
tried. You can see the hand on the wheel there. See? They're
yeah.
still trying, and then let's move on. Let's move on. So those teenagers were located. There was a foot chase with police. They were taken into custody, and they were charged as adults with carjacking and with conspiracy carjacking. I don't know. I'm thinking that those two better they're better off staying in school. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think so. That's not the smartest choice there. Or at least if you're gonna be stealing cars, probably know how to drive an automatic
Yeah,
or
no, I mean,
manual.
look, I have never driven a manual transmission car, but I imagine I could probably make it work, right? Like they didn't even start the thing
I,
up.
I learned on a manual actually when I was 16,
Oh, did
and
you?
yeah. I mean, it takes people who try tend to stall like 4 or 5 times before they figure it out. But yeah, I would think if you're going to be stealing cars, you got to know what you're getting into. And that looked like maybe I don't know, kind of a swanky car, maybe like a Fast and Furious speedy car. But yeah, that's embarrassing for them.
I've
Got to be
seen
a better
like
criminal.
I've seen the movies where like they have somebody that's trying to learn how to drive the car. Like you said, they're like starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and
Hmm.
stopping. But they just never even made the effort. Stay in school. Stay in school. You're better off doing that. Let's go to story number 3, reported by Newsweek. And this is another good one if I can get my mouse to work here. Okay. This is good. This was a thinker, the object of this thing. So a crocodile was spotted in Australia. It was hiding out in what looked to be a very advantageous spot. It was like this crocodile had done his homework. What kind of hiding spot do you think this crocodile found?
All it does is it makes me think of an old Far Side cartoon where there's a spider that put a web at the end of a slide. So I'm going to say right at the bottom of a children's slide.
You're on the right track. It was hiding under the wheelchair access ramp of a nursing home. And we have a picture courtesy of Roper Golf Regional Council. There it is, right there, hiding under the wheelchair ramp of the nursing home. Authorities had to close down the facility so they could try to catch it, but it disappeared, hopefully without somebody's grandmother in its stomach. You got to hand it to the croc, man. Like that is a human version of fish in a barrel. If there is ever a crocodile version of fish in a barrel, it's probably the wheelchair access ramp of a nursing home. What do you think?
Yeah, that's survival of the fittest, right? That's what you see in the wilderness. The animals they go after the weak and the elderly and the young. So
Like I wonder how long he staked that place out before he figured out, yeah, I got this.
yeah, yeah, these things aren't moving fast at all. Yeah, that's you should yeah, study that croc.
Have you ever had a patented sweet spot? I know that you write for a video game publication, so you're probably a gamer to some degree. Have you ever had a patented sweet spot in a video game, meaning either it was a hiding spot to stake out your opponent, maybe it was a patented move in a game? I used to play NHL 94 back in the day because I'm an older guy, so I used to play NHL 94, and the faster players, you could do the deke, and I would get like 100 goals in a game. Have you ever had a patented sweet spot in a video game?
Yeah, and I remember doing that in NHL '94 too. Or my move, I think, was I would go around the goal and then come back and go top shelf and work just about every time. In recent years, I've got a 9-year-old son. He and I have been playing a lot of Fortnite,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
I would they updated and got rid of the spot. But I used to go to this place called Faulty Splits every time, and I would usually finish top 10 if not win just by starting there because nobody else would show up there for whatever reason. You could claim it and get all the good gear. So that was my
So
sweet
I'm
spot
not
for a
familiar
while.
with the game. So like, is the objective? So are you standing there and the people are going by and you're killing them, or are you
Well,
standing there and getting stuff?
so in Fortnite, it's a battle royale. So 100 people drop onto the same island, and you're just kind of whoever is the last man standing wins. So but it's a wild like open area, and so you're running around and trying to grab better gear, and you can hide and shoot people. But yeah, a lot of it is just finding the best gear as quickly as possible and getting the drop on people.
Gotcha. So you found a spot where you get all the good gear, and then you can just pick them off
Yep.
basically as you wanted.
Yeah, that was for a while there, and then they updated it and got rid of that area. So,
Aha, they figured they probably got complaints because you know how the world is. They probably got complaints.
yes,
Well,
correct.
shout out to Zdeno Seeger. Zdeno Seeger was the player on my Edmonton Oilers in NHL 94. He wasn't even on their roster in the game, but he was a 99 speed. And so I would always take him off the sidelines. I'd put him on my top line. He would get 50 goals a game with the Deke. So shout out
I
to
was-
Zdeno Seeger.
I was a Canucks guy back then with it was like Bure and Jeff Courtnall and Trevor Linden and Yerky
Yeah,
Lume
yeah.
and all those dudes. That was, God, those games were so good.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.